MTD CNC, bringing you the latest engineering news, reviews, events and special offers via video media.
Simon, we're back at Matsuura this morning. We're looking at the NIIGATA BT50 horizontal machining centre. How does this fit into the portfolio of Matsuura products?
We've been working with NIIGATA for around 10 years now. There's a slight overlap between the Matsuura and NIIGATA product ranges, whereby the Matsuura range stops at a 630 and 800mm pallet machines, whereas the NIIGATA starts at 500mm pallet running through to a much larger 1.6 metre pallet version.
So heavy duty, so the HN63E, what's the sort of specification?
Well, the purpose of the HN range is to be a box guideway, rigid, structured machine. It is 900 newton meters of torque, 6,000 RPM. It's designed specifically for hard materials, heavy metal, titaniums and such like.
Would it be fair to say it's not a subcontractor's machine, it's an equipment manufacturer's machine?
Potentially, but if it's a subcontractor, it's somebody who has enough workload to keep heavy metal work running continuously.
And we see with lots of machines, builders try to build a machine that fits into various capabilities, but this isn't that, is it? It is focused very much on heavy-duty machining.
No, as you described, Matsuura, we do exactly the same. You have a machine that is light and fast and nimble enough to be aluminium cutting, but equally it's got a little bit of rigidity in so it can do the hard metal work. NIIGATA don't do that. NIIGATA only make horizontal machines. They don't do 5-axis, they don't do vertical. So they split the range quite simple. They say SPN machines give you very high speed, very high power, very high performance, whereas the HN, is the other way. It is very heavy duty.
So it's a super precision machine, but how do you achieve that?
Okay, well, NIIGATA took the principle of their previous HN range and they looked for how they needed to modify that to make it stronger. They increased the thickness of the base some 25%. They took the pitch of the box guideways and moved them outboard by around 30%, effectively much reducing the triangulation point between back guideways and spindle.
Whatever type of material you're cutting, this type of machine will be able to do it.
Yes, and of course it's easy from a specification or a brochure's perspective to create a machine and have a high power spindle and big headline performance figures. But with this machine, the idea is that you can actually use the power.
Now, I mentioned about subcontractors or equipment manufacturers, but what sort of components or parts would you be ideally making on this type of machine?
Typically these machines get used in the aerospace sector for titanium structural components, aero engines for blade type work, and the heavier duty applications where you're into construction equipment, gearboxes, differentials for the construction industry.
And that would lead me into saying people can see this machine here, but I believe you've got an event coming up in November.
Yes, we have an open house, one of our Think events, where we try to challenge the thought processes of people, and we focus the event this year. It is around thinking about cost down, efficiency improvements. Basically, the only reason we make parts is to make a profit. So that's where we're thinking of where is the value in the production process.
And I'm interested to know more about the facing centres.
Yes, on the larger machines, the HN80 and above, NIIGATA also offer a full-driven U-axis, integrated U-axis facing head with a bar-quill combination as well. Ideal for scroll facing and internal bores, external turning, overturning, all as part of a machining centre functionality.
And that's an option with this machine?
It's an option with the larger machines, yes. Not the 630, but the larger machines, 800 and above, yes.
So to conclude this then, Simon, for our viewers, just let's summarise on the spec of the machine.
It's a BT50 Big Plus face and taper contact spindle with 901 newton meters of torque, running 6,000 RPM and attached to a box guideway heavy duty structure.
And let's not forget the automated part of this machine. It's a twin pallet machine. If somebody said, I wanted a bigger machine than what you've got here, can you do that?
Of course, if somebody wants to put bespoke automation in front of the machine, that of course is possible. And going up, but this is the biggest, sort of the baby of the range. 800 pallet, metre pallet, 1.3 metre pallets all come with much more power at 1,200 newton metres and potentially up to 2,000 newton metres if you want.
And on show at the Think event in November.
Of course.
Thank you very much, Simon.
Thank you.
For more videos, products and news, go to mtdcnc.com or follow MTD Online on Twitter.